Awesome. Wow, Thelma, that was so incredible. We soaked that up. I soaked it all up. Sam did, and Bailey and Malcolm did too. That was so, everything you said was just incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you, everyone, for being here. And thank you, Vicki, for helping. And it's great to see everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so grateful for my team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Shelley.
Hi. Thank you, Thelma. That was very inspiring and needed in the time that we're in. I know on Thursdays during our study, we had talked about having each other. And even if we're the only person on earth, if I was the only person on earth, I know I'm not alone. I have spirit within me and I have spirit with me. But to have a group of people that you can come and like-minded people that you can share with and bounce things off of. And, because sometimes our human side, our ego, sneaks back in and we slide down that ladder that we're on that journey, trying to be a better person and to grow. And I know we were talking about how we had our last chapter in our book on Thursday, and we want to stay connected because we enjoy what we share with each other and we think alike. And so it was kind of today's message was kind of like on the lines of that, supporting one another and realizing that we do create that for ourselves. And I know I've had to struggle at work a little bit, and it made me think about that and have my part in it. Maybe I need to start changing my way of thoughts and bringing love back into it and trying to show love to that person that's making it struggle for me. So I appreciate that message and I thank you.
You are very welcome.
And I thank everyone for what they share, because everything we share, the good and the bad, is a benefit. It's a benefit for each of us because we learn from each other.
Right.
So I appreciate all of the things that you all share. Thank you.
Thanks for being on, Shelley.
Thank you for sharing that, Shelley.
Yeah, thank you, Thelma. It's so true what you say. People, we don't realize, that we are in charge of our feelings,
right.
Because of what we're thinking. And I've seen people in stores and things, they get all upset because the store clerk isn't doing what they're supposed to do according to them.
Right.
And and they really believe it's the store clerk that's making them mad.
Right.
And so I can just imagine, the people that are in your living residence, and but when you're nice to them, they react back,
Right.
And what happens so often is because somebody was a certain way, then I get a grievance with them, and then I'm going to be that way next time I see them. And then that's how I give my power away. I'm letting them dictate who I'm going to be, instead of saying, no, I'm going to be here with my light on, and I'm going to keep it on for you too.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you want to try to blow that candle out.
Yeah, it's really interesting to be with so many different people with totally different backgrounds and living together in this way. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Yeah,
because it's interesting.
It's probably like a classroom where
Yeah.
you're learning from each one of them. You're sitting back
Right.
and watching them, and you're learning from all the things, how you could do things different, how you could think different, and you're learning what they're learning about themselves too.
Right.
So I always find that so interesting because I sit back and I look at each one of us and how we react to different things
Hmm.
and how we're taking, all that in, because everything is a lesson. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you, Thelma.
Mm.
I am
And,
I am just forever grateful to when you speak, it's like the message is for me. And um very, very basically for me, it's the foundation of constantly being reminded that um I am what I my feelings are my feelings, and also what I put out in the world is a mirror to me.
mhm,
And I am reminded of this in particular on Sundays when we all share.
yeah.
And our Thursday class, like Shelley mentioned with JR, has been really wonderful as well to be in that community of like-minded people talking about this. And I um I know that I am on such a learning curve and such a wanted um information, processing right now. And every time I hear everybody speak, it's like little bits of everybody I kind of absorb everything, and everything comes at the right time for me. And I just want to say thank you again, and I appreciate it. And I'm happy to be a part of this community. And every time I think that I'm not getting this, I come here and I understand more and more.
Right.
I do. So thank you. Just want to say
Mm.
thank you. And I'm really happy to be with
Thank
it.
you. Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful, Lisa. Thank you for sharing.
Hmm.
And I guess maybe that's as I'm learning and understanding what it's like to be at um, the divine place at the divine time. I don't know if I'm saying that actually correctly, but um, maybe that's it.
Hmm.
I mean,
All
right?
divine time. Mhm.
Yeah, it's that, and that's the message that I constantly have to bring into myself, that that's exactly right, and not to be afraid of it, because it's new and different, and something that I have just not been had the I don't even know if pleasure is the right word, but let's just say pleasure of being um around, you know, right? I I'm just not used to this.
You'll get used to it.
And yeah, and I mean, is it I I know that I'm not afraid, but I have this feeling of maybe it's just because it's so different,
Mhm.
and I'm learning
Right.
something that's very new and different for me.
Mhm.
And hope that makes sense, because
Definitely.
because I've wondered that sometimes. I thought, are you afraid of learning this? And then I think, no, that's just a different feeling that you're having
Hmm.
as it's something so new and different for you. And but
And we're
I
trained
yeah, thank
from
you.
childhood, we're trained to be afraid of anything new.
Right, right. And I think that's what it is. Maybe that is that imprint is so strong. It's so hardwired. It's so it's just so engraved
Hmm.
that anything that's different automatically makes me kind of go, yeah, step back and look at it a little bit,
Right.
right?
Uh-huh.
But there's something intrinsically, I can feel it that speaks to me
Mhm.
also, you
Yeah.
know, and that's why I am here and I keep coming back because
Mhm.
I'm drawn to everybody and this message and learning about the divine and it's me.
Right. Right. Yeah.
That's
There
the
all the time.
yeah, that's the other part of it. It's I think about my mother, bless her heart, growing up when she did, and she's no longer here. And if we had this conversation, she would probably be like, "What are you? No." I think we talked about that one time about very ingrained, um, organized religion, and this is so different from how I was raised and how I know she was raised and what she
Right.
thought. And here I am just kind of looking at things a little differently, but it's all the same, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we were all created by the creator.
Hmm. To do
Right.
exactly what we're doing.
Right. Right. Yeah.
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 Well, there's a woman named Lisa Feldman Barrett who's on TED Talks on YouTube, and she did 25 years of research, with on the brain and things, and she talks about how there is no emotional center. There's no part of the brain that emotions come from. The emotions are created by our brain as to what it thinks. And but the other thing that she points out is that the brain is always making predictions based on past experiences. So
Yeah.
when you've had those same experiences before that were not like this, your brain keeps making predictions that that's what you're going to experience again. And when you have a different experience because different people, different things going on, it's like, well, wait a minute, that's not what my predictions are telling me. And but if you are in this enough, then that will become your predictions
Hmm.
Right.
because it's, what you're creating. And so when we take responsibility for our thoughts as we're, listening to those predictions that the brain is making, then we can help to redirect it or to realize that, that, well, that may be what happened before, but it doesn't mean that's what's going to happen this time. And that's
Right.
where the emotional healing, when we go past, the first or second dimension where it's always going to be this way, or we're blaming others, we can see that things can be different because circumstances are different. And, so yeah, it's, you have 1, 2, 3 blip, 1, 2, 3 blip, and then all of a sudden you got 1, 2, 3 buzz. And then, wait a minute, no, it's supposed to be 1, 2, 3 blip.
Right.
And so, but being in the moment is where we're able to understand it all and just take it in, and that's why Thelma's so good at what she does because she's very much in the moment
Right.
when she speaks and when she's thinking and then tunes in with all of us. So,
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, John Anthony.
mhm.
I wrote that down. That is very helpful.
It all works together.
Yep.
Yeah, just like John Anthony helping you get it put on YouTube or on your podcast, and we can listen to this anytime, and I love it. It seems like everything's on there like very quick. And it gives us the opportunity when we can't come here or be on the Zoom, we're still able to get the message, so that's teamwork with you guys, and we appreciate you.
Yes,
So much,
definitely.
both of you. Mhm.
I zig and I zag with getting it on quick and not getting it on quick, and I'm in my zag right now. I'm a little
All
behind.
in the right time.
That's right. We got plenty on there to listen to while we're waiting.
Oh,
But it is good to have access to that, and other people to have access to it.
Yes, it's a really good. So many times I know this stuff, but because I haven't taught science in my classes, I think this is why anyway, is I don't teach it to others as well. I like maybe share some things, but not like as well as you guys, as like Thelma, Vicky, John Anthony, JR. Um, so then I'm always like, well, where can I get this information to share with this person that I want them to, learn? And so yeah, is it okay to share the YouTube site with people?
all
Is it okay, she said, to share the website with people? I would say yes. Or the
Okay.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's out
Yeah,
there in the
that-
public. It's free for everybody to
Yeah.
access, and even people that don't know us.
Get it while you can.
Yeah. Yeah, I just found out recently that I have a cousin in Florida who listens to the podcast. I didn't know she was.
Great.
Very cool.
Wow,
Mhm.
that's great.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Thelma, did you always know you were going to do this? Like you're going to lead up to doing this?
No. No, I didn't. Being a minister was the farthest thing from my mind.
Well, JR has been encouraging me because he think I'd be good at doing ministry. But I feel, and at first I felt that was my calling, but now I'm at a place where I'm stuck and I don't know, like I feel like there's something else I'm supposed to do, but I don't know what it is. And I don't know how to get to where I understand what it is.
Okay, so instead of saying, I don't know how,
Okay.
know that there is a way open
Okay.
and it will present itself.
Okay. I know it's in helping others because I've always been drawn to helping others. And so I know it's in that. I just don't know where. I will get there though. I will keep praying and I will keep it there, and then spirit will show me my way.
Yeah, you have a gift to give.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, you're a bright light, Shelley. I've loved seeing you here and being in class with you on Thursdays. And you have a lot of people around you also, like Thelma mentioned, she has, that yes, you can really help a lot of people.
Well, thank you.
And somewhere in our being, we all know what it is that we're needing or wanting to do, and why we're doing things. And it's just about being open to seeing it. And
Mm-hmm.
when I tell myself I don't know, it's like my subconscious stops looking for the answer because, well, you don't know, so don't bother to look. But if I say I don't see the answer just yet, but I know I know somewhere inside I'm going to be shown it, I'm going to see it,
Mhm.
and I'm open to seeing it. And then like Thelma said, it's going to be easier to see it because I'm open to it, as opposed to telling myself that I don't know. I don't know.
So that's another one of
Sure.
those things that we were raised with. If you really
Yes.
want it, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Work.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. And that's, it can just show up for you,
Mhm.
you know, which is the way it did for me.
Yep.
So embrace it.
Well, thank you. That I needed it. I kept sitting here thinking, I really should ask them. Maybe Spirit will give me my answer through one of them. So I kept saying, okay, I'm going to ask.
Good. Definitely.
See, you knew what you needed to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can Thelma, can I ask you, you said that it showed up for you.
Mhm.
How did that happen? How did it show up for you?
Okay. I was involved in a Baptist church, and I tried many different kinds of religions, and none of them fit. And so I just said, this isn't working. I need to find something that does work. And my two teenage sons went to California to visit their father. And he went to a Science of Mind church and took them while they were there. And when they come home, they said, Mom, you got to find one of these churches. You come out feeling good.
Yeah.
And so I said, you're right. I need to find one of these churches. So I called my ex-husband, and he gave me the information on where I could find Science of Mind in this area. And the closest thing I could find was in Falls Church, Virginia. And so I got in touch with the minister there and started going up for classes and services and parties and anything else that was going on. And I had to work for it. You know, it was an hour and a half drive one way.
Wow.
And
That's dedication.
well, it was such a deep desire
It didn't matter.
that you know, this just felt so right. And even then I wasn't planning on becoming a minister, but then found out that these classes can earn me a ministry. So I kept on and graduated in 87. But I started my center in King George in 85. So I was anxious. But and then met Dwight through these classes, and it just all unfolded from there. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate knowing that. I live in a relatively smaller community
Mhm.
in Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And Lisa has been trying to help me to see if there's a Unity Church here.
Mhm.
And it doesn't appear that there's an actual church. The best I can configure so far is that it's a house,
Mhm.
and it looks like, and this,
Where I started mine.
okay, and this is right, I'm right smack in like it's a smaller university. It's a unit, so I'm right in the university area right here.
Okay.
There's a lot of older homes that
Mhm.
are either apartments or have been renovated. And I found where the or where the house is, and see, again, this goes back to the whole what I'm used to. and where I am right now in my own vulnerabilities, I guess, about everything. And not being that I don't have a real good foundation here in this community, so I don't know a lot about a lot of um, people in general. And immediately that made me think, oh boy, that's in a church and they only looks like they only meet maybe once a month, and their website's from 2019. And I'm kind of going back and forth in my head, like, is this, I I'm feeling like I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm curious,
Mhm.
but then I also have to get past the um that real, I'm just going to say fear,
Mhm.
just fear. It's
I
fear.
went through some of the same thing when it came to driving by myself
Yeah.
to, almost into DC. And I lived in this little town, King George.
Mhm.
Um, was scared to death to drive in all that traffic, but said, no, I got to do it.
And you felt an immediate, well, you felt, like you said, it was you felt it, so you went.
Yeah. Well, and my brother was stationed in Maryland, and he came and spent weekends with us. And
Nice.
so he he took me up to the church or the class the first couple of times, and then he got stationed someplace else, and so I had to do it myself. But this is spirit is so amazing the way it just works things out. And I was so afraid that my car would break down, and what would I do all by myself on my way up into Never Land? And so, of course, that happened. I did break down on the way to class. And so I didn't make it to class that time. Um, um, there was somebody parked alongside the road. He was, they were asphalting the road. And so he was checking something, and he came over and asked me if I needed help. And so I said, yes. And so he telephoned for a tow to the town before. I had already passed through that town, but anyway. And so he said he would give me a ride to the filling station where they were going to tow the car. And my mother had always taught me you don't get in a vehicle with a strange man. And of course, that was running through my mind. That's ridiculous. He's giving me a ride to the filling station. So, and got in the truck, and we were talking and found out that he was actually my son's boss.
Wow.
My son was working for the asphalt company. So, things just happen beautifully.
Mhm.
Yep.
That sounds like spirit has its hand in that.
Yep.
Yes. Very good, Shelley. Yeah.
Yes.
That is a great, great story, Thelma.
Wow. Yeah.
I
Thank you.
love it that you shared, that you showed that your thought process,
Yeah.
could break down, right? And you
Mhm.
did, right? Law of
Right.
attraction. And however, spirit was with you and brought you someone who was safe.
Yeah.
When I came up, I lived in Maryland and I was invited to come up and do these groups in Pennsylvania. And I used to drive 105 miles each way. And people would say, "How come you do that?" I said, "Because you do what you have to do when you want to do what you want to do,
Right.
you know." So that's what I
Mhm.
wanted to do, so I had to do it.
Yep.
But then you reminded me of another, when I was in high school, I belonged to this high school fraternity, and they had this house, and I was hitchhiking home one night late at night, and I got picked up by a woman. It was like 11 o'clock at night or something like that. And she picked me up. She said, "I wasn't going to pick you up, but you looked harmless." And it was like, well, certainly that got me a ride, but is that a compliment or?
Yeah, right. Oh,
Yeah.
So is Unity Church, is it Science of Mind?
it's very close.
Very close.
Not quite the same.
Because we have some here in Wichita, and I had thought about attending, but
Mhm.
I wasn't sure what they believed or.
Well, when Dwight and I stopped having services here, we recommended that people go to Unity Church.
Okay.
And there's two of them here in town. And so we recommend the Unity Church all the time.
I'm gonna look and see if we have something like Science of Mind here in Wichita. I'm not sure if we do, and then if not, maybe attend the Unity.
Mhm. Yeah, well, I teach my class from Unity of Bon Air.
Okay.
Yeah, and then a lot of us ministers like Vicky and you guys probably met Robin and Linda and of course JR, but now that Thelma and Dwight aren't having their in-person services, those of us now go to either Unity Bon Air or Unity Richmond.
Mhm.
So I guess what I'm thinking is that, um, if Lisa is able to find a Unity church, um, then maybe she can find a Science of Mind class or other
Mhm.
Science of Mind ministers,
Yeah,
or at least be close, in thought and belief.
right.
And gosh, the social connections, like that was one of the things, and long ago when Thelma and Dwight had the center, loving, beautiful social connections and
Mhm.
activities and classes that were, just resonated so much with me. And, back then it was like healing your inner child, but now there's always something cool going on. Cheryl Fair has a cool class coming up at Unity Richmond. And
Mhm.
anyway, so yeah, there's always, and A Course in Miracles is often taught from the Unity churches. If there isn't a Science of Mind center, Course on Science of Mind, um, Unity is a just wonderful place.
Yes, it is. And they've been very open to sharing their space with us.
Yes, that is such a blessing.
And I think the connections are so important because this, the journey that we're on, yes, we can be strong, but that, we still have that imperfection
Yeah,
in us and that ego that comes out. And that we having other people to gather with or to bounce
Mhm.
things off or to ask questions to understand where we're coming from is very important, I feel. Especially when none of your family, except my brother, none of your family, believes the same. We were raised Jehovah's Witnesses.
Right.
Right.
And, I need someone who thinks like me. So it's nice to have other people that you can grow with
Right.
and help
Yes.
and
Yeah.
be helped from. So yes.
So Shelley, you're taking classes, right, from JR?
Yes.
Okay, and Lisa, are you taking classes? Yeah, you. Yes. Are you taking classes from JR or anything? Lisa T.
Oh, Lisa T.
Yes.
I have been I started let's see, when we started to read, right before the Art of Life book.
Neville Goddard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and for me, it's my introductory into,
Okay.
that's where I am right now. Just I'm learning.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, that's where I am right now. And I'm hoping to, I think he's going to be starting again in the fall.
Mhm.
He's going to start at the beginning, I think, with
I think he's doing the meditation in the fall, isn't he?
He's
um
doing the meditation in the summer, and then in the
Oh,
fall, he'll teach Science of Mind and then
right.
also book group.
I'm actually taking 2 classes with JR.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Somehow JR's got me on Tuesday and Thursdays. I don't know how that worked out, but
That's
you know,
awesome.
when JR talks to me, I
Try to get
do
you
my best to
scheduled.
listen, and it's hard to, I don't know what it is about him. It's hard for me to say no to him.
Well, no one can say no to him. What are you talking about?
I'm on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
That is a
Corey, I think
great way to get started. Like that's how I got started because we had so much at Thelma Center. So like I was like you, Shelley, where I was in a Science of Mind class one day and
Mhm.
in a book group another day. And then we had workshops and
Yeah.
just always all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, I know. On Thursdays, I'm like, okay, which book is it? I can't remember. Which book am I doing? But
And
yeah,
that,
I'm with Corey. Corey and I are on Tuesdays. And then I'm with both the Lisas on Thursdays.
Wow.
So tell your teacher to make sure he has your information turned in so that when we get our newsletter going for Science Mind, that you guys are included in that. Okay.
Nice.
I'm supposed to be working
Oh,
on it.
well.
Okay. Every day is a work in progress.
Oh.
are you the treasurer, Vicky?
No, not anymore. Woo,
Are you
Lord.
on the board?
I'm just an alternate right now.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And but I'm going to help get the newsletter together, so we'll be
Oh,
contacting
good.
you for things, or maybe you can write up a little ditty to put in there.
Of course.
But
That's a great
everybody's
deal
been
for
slow
Thelma.
to get me information, so it's been hard to put something together when I don't have information. But that's my fault. I should go after it. Boom, boom, boom. But anyway, yeah, so you guys are informed on what's going on, and you get, just some a newsletter type thing, probably by email. We don't
Yeah,
know.
JR is going to get Shelley and Lisa, and if Corey hasn't already, he'll
Okay.
add her too, I'm sure,
I
to
have
the
work
email
already on the
list.
list, but
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to avoid JR today because he's on my case about me being behind on my homework.
oh,
So,
Tell him it's all in divine right timing.
That's right.
that's what I need to tell him. Oh, that's a good one.
So I need to go. I'm going to end the recording.
okay.
Okay.